Door knocking remains one of the best ways for real estate agents to dominate their marketplace and build a repeat and referral client base, but only if it's done right. You see, many realtors go out there without any kind of plan when they're door knocking. They don't know how many doors to knock to hit their goals, and they don't even know what to say if somebody happens to open up the door. This video fixes all those problems. And I'm going to show you 6 real-life scenarios on how to approach prospective clients and also exactly what to say to them that will have them wanting to work with you when it comes time to sell. And best of all, I'm giving away the entire playbook as a downloadable PDF for free in this video for anyone who asks for it. So let's get into how to dominate door knocking to add significant revenue to your real estate business. Hey, my name is Dan, and I help real estate agents grow their business using modern marketing and conversion techniques. If you'd like to learn more about partnering with me and getting all the coaching, mentorship, and training for free, just click on the Calendly link below and book a 30-minute call with me, and I'll see how I can help align with your business and help you grow this year and beyond. So let's get into it. Today, we are talking about how adding door knocking to your real estate business can help you grow and add significant revenue to your bottom line. Door knocking can be a great tool at any stage of your career, but it's particularly common in new agents as it has very low overhead and agents typically have more time on their hands when they begin. I'm going to go over the entire guide on how to do that within this video. And for those of you who do want the PDF guide, simply write door knocking playbook in the comments below, and I'll send you the 21-page PDF complete with 6 scenarios, each with their own scripts to you for free. Let's dive right in. So first off, door knocking, like any lead generation platform, isn't something that you just dabble in. You need to commit to it. Door knocking isn't something you do for a month or two and then sit back and wait for the results. You must create a tangible plan and then commit to it for years. The longer you commit to any lead generation platform, the better you're going to get at it and the more results that you're going to see. The desired outcome will compound over the years to the point where you've created an incredible business for yourself. Now let's set some expectations, because you can't hit a target if you don't even know where you're aiming. When it comes to door knocking, if you plan to incorporate this as a lead generation tool, then you should expect to door knock about 3 hours per day, at least 5 days of the week in that area that you want to best service. Your goal should be to hit at least 50 doors a day and aim for 200 doors for the week. And do not stop until you get in front of and talk to at least 25 people. You should be knocking your farm area at least 4 times per year, every 3 months on average. A geographical target should be in the range of about 500 to 1,000 doors total. Door knocking has an average conversion rate of around 2% for however many people you get in front of, meaning you can expect about 2% of the people you speak with to turn into clients. So if you expect to knock on 10 to 15 doors per hour, industry average is 20%, meaning 1 in 5 will answer the door. So let's break that down further. 15 hours a week equals 150 door knocks. Over a 4-week period equals 600 doors that you've knocked. That should turn into 120 conversations, ultimately resulting in 2.5 deals per month. Obviously, this is a general number and it will vary from your professionalism all the way down to, of course, the geographical area that you're farming, but use this as a reference or at least a baseline and aim to beat it. Once you have door knocked your entire farmable area, go back and re-knock on those doors that didn't answer the first time around. Continue this until you've hit the 3-month mark. Now you can go back and start at door 1 and reintroduce yourself. Rinse and repeat. This ratio understandably improves over time as you create a database of repeat and referral clients. By being consistent in your door knocking plan, you can expect to see a shift from outbound reaches to inbound leads around year 5 and onwards. This is where things get truly exciting. So how do you decide which areas to door knock? Well, ultimately, you are knocking in your own neighborhood and essentially growing in concentric circles from your house outwards until you hit your target number. But for some people, that's not going to work. Maybe you live in a downtown condensed area where it's mostly condo towers that you can't easily access. Well, fine. Then essentially you want to go and find an area that you are really attracted to or has the kind of demographic or price point that you're most attracted to. If there are multiple areas that you are interested in, well, pull up your MLS listings and see which ones are the most active. Where do you see the highest turnover and sales numbers? Ultimately, if you're going into a neighborhood that has a good amount of turnover, you're going to increase your chances and your probability of being able to get more and more listings. Realistically, the ideal number of homes to target in a singular farm area is between 500 and 1,000. When it comes to the timing of when you should be door knocking, well, you should obviously be out there when most people are most likely to be at home. So this would be your weekdays between 5 and 8 p.m. and weekends are going to be great because most people aren't at work. So you want to hit that between 10 a.m. and maybe 5 p.m. People have jobs and your goal is to have as many conversations as possible. So if you're door knocking in the middle of the day, then you likely won't have very many conversations no matter how many doors you knock on. Preparing yourself in advance, both mentally and physically, to door knock is super important. What I mean by that is you want to be out there with a ton of energy and a positive attitude. After you get yourself all psyched up, well, you should probably get nicely dressed as well. Do all the obvious hygiene routines and get yourself looking great. And again, when it comes to what you are dressing like, well, if it's a luxury neighborhood, suiting up may be appropriate. If it's a little bit more of a casual neighborhood, you can dress down a little bit. You want to be essentially dressing as your clients would as well. Keep in mind, you're also going to be out there walking for about 3+ hours. So while a suit and tie is going to be a nice look, make sure the shoes are comfortable enough that you're not going to be sore and end up having to quit after about an hour. So the big question I get all the time is, how do I approach a door? What do I actually say to people? And how do I not come off as someone who's just trying to sell their home? Well, I'm going to share a couple great examples with you now. You want to be knocking on doors with a value-based approach. The idea is to let the owner know that you're not there to sell their home, disarming them. So they will lower their guard and then provide value and demonstrate that you are the area expert. Keep in mind too, if nobody answers the door, totally fine. Just make sure that you leave a door hanger or an info sheet behind. And of course, this will allow people to know that you're there and they won't be as surprised when you come back the following day or week or month. There are a number of design examples all over Google, of course, or if you are an EXP agent, just check out the Marketing Center. As mentioned, I have created 6 scenarios of how to approach people when you're door knocking. And I'm going to go over 2 of them right now, but for anybody who wants all 6, they are in the PDF guide. Just type below in the comments, door knocking playbook, and I will send it to you right away. Scenario number 1 is in reference to a recent home that has sold in the immediate area. The first thing you want to do is find a recent sale, ideally within the last 30 days or so, that has a great story. If you have just sold a home in that area, well, then obviously that is best case scenario. But hey, if you're a newer agent or you're knocking in an area that you haven't sold in, just leverage a recently sold listing from your brokerage if it's allowed in your area. I know the rules are a little bit specific region to region. An example of a great story, of course, would be a home that sold after just a couple of days on market and ultimately for over the asking price. Another example would be a record-breaking sale in that neighborhood. Again, make sure these sales are recent, and once you have found that sale, then you've also found the street that you're going to knock first. Create an Excel spreadsheet and import all the addresses you're going to knock and keep track of which ones that answer and which ones don't. You can put all their info into this sheet as well, but you should always put their info right into the CRM right away. Tag them, set up a market report, and in some cases, a drip campaign. People love knowing that their neighbor's property sold for a high amount. It's a great way to approach people, and they always love hearing that their property likely increased in value because of what just happened down the street within the last month. It's a great approach, it's a soft approach, and again, you're just providing value. And keep in mind, I have the exact script of what to say to these people when you approach them in that downloadable PDF. Now let's move on to scenario number 2, which is the just listed approach. This approach is quite similar to scenario number 1, except you would find a home that has recently been listed in the area and use that as a talking point instead of the recent sale. The scripts for both scenarios are quite similar, but if possible, try and host the open houses for the listing you are talking about. Obviously, if it's yours, you will be, but if you're leveraging a colleague's listing, try to either piggyback or even host that open. This will allow you to invite the people you're speaking to and then use the script for approach number 3, which of course is open house. That's the 2 best scenarios. There are 4 more that are super valuable. Just get that downloadable PDF and use the scripts because they truly do work. Like almost any style of lead within real estate, the key and the money is in the follow-up. Most people will not be ready to sell the minute you happen to knock on their door. So keeping up a regular follow-up schedule and being consistent and constantly offering value to them will be the best way to stay in touch, create rapport, build that relationship, and ultimately have them reach out to you when it does come time for them to want to make that move. If you've got them in your CRM and you're mailing them market updates, you're mailing them your newsletter, and you can track these things, well, you'll notice when there's an uptick in their activity. And once you see that, pretty good indicator that they're getting closer to being ready to sell, and you're going to want to reach out, get face to face, and see how you can help them. A pro tip when being a door knocker and really farming a geographical area is being not only the neighborhood expert, but a pillar of the community. And one way that you achieve this is by creating seasonal events. You can host things like a pumpkin drive, a snowman contest, book drive, swap meet, Easter egg hunt, all these types of things. And this is done, of course, by every season that comes around. Go back, do your door knocking, and the value that you're offering that time is an invite to come to the event for the community. These are great ways to, again, show that you really care and that you are a local expert and you really do care about that local community. That is the overview of how you successfully door knock a community, build those leads, and grow a successful real estate business. If you haven't yet, say it down below, get the door knocking playbook in the comments, and I will send it to you right away. It can truly change your business. And hey, I want to just say thanks for tuning in, and I hope this helped, and happy door knocking.